Well, it's never an easy conversation. Moving out of your home and into long-term care, especially now with all what's going on. So what about trying to make your home accessible? That's what Northend Mobility is all about here in Welland, and that's why we're here this morning. We have our wonderful model, Carrie Ann. Morning, Carrie Ann.
Good morning.
And Kevin. Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Morning, how are you?
Pretty good. How long have you been in this industry for?
Personally, I've been here for 25 years.
Right, okay. How has things changed over those 25 years when it comes to accessibility in the homes?
You know, it's come a long way. As in years ago, as anybody would know, accessibility was hard to find, you know, getting into places. Now, things have to be accessible.
Yeah.
You know, people want out of their houses. That's really what it's come down to.
Overall accessibility, we're not there yet, but
Yep.
we're starting to get there.
It's
slowly.
getting a lot closer. It's a lot better than it was 20 years ago when I got into it.
Okay.
That's a long way.
So it's tough getting out of the home, right? You're used to your home. You don't want to be leaving your home.
Correct.
Right? So is that a hard conversation that you have with people?
It is, and sometimes it happens very quickly.
Right.
You know, people have strokes, etc., health problems, and one day they're fine, next day they're not. So, and now what do? You know, they just can't get into a home quickly, or they don't want to leave their house. So there's changes we can do to help keep them in their house.
Okay. Carrie Ann's on one of you. This is a chairlift, right?
Yes.
Is this kind of the most popular thing that you'd be using in the
Very
home?
popular, used
Right.
a lot. Put in many
Yeah.
of them.
Well, we'll get
Again, you
into-
transfer to the seat, and it brings you up to the top, and you can exit at the top. The chair just turns, so you're facing away from the stairs on the exit. So very safe to use,
Right.
but it keeps you in your home.
Right.
You know, so if you're having trouble with stairs, and it could be anything from a breathing issue to a physical issue.
Right. Let's go for a walk, because this
Yeah.
is kind of a one-stop shop, right? Because
Yes.
there is actually a shop that you're doing work in here too. Because,
Correct.
Because chairlifts aren't the only thing that you're doing.
No, we do full vehicle modifications, which can get you into vehicles, which gets you out into the world, and not just stuck at home. We can go other places.
How'd you get involved with the North End?
25 years ago, I applied. We're a full automotive shop too, so I came in as a mechanic.
But the former owner.
The former owner, Willie McLeod, great guy. He's gone now, but he had
an
a swimming accident into a pool and broke his neck. And from that point,
He had this shop. He had a garage.
He had a
right?
garage.
And then he
and then he
added
moved in.
North End
He
to
added
Mobility.
Northend Mobility, and it just grew from there.
Awesome. Okay.
So
Have you found things different in the past year or so with all the changes going on in the world?
yes, a lot of people now are just you know, they're afraid to come out.
Yeah.
And of course, you get into the elderly and people who aren't full of health. They're the ones that are most with this COVID, so they're timid of coming out. So
Okay. You're in Welland, but you cater to really the Niagara area?
the Niagara area, all over Niagara, basically from Fort Erie to Grimsby, Niagara Lake, like we're anywhere.
Okay. Let's take a break, but we want to kind of get into more details. Let's dive into more details about the chairlift, right?
Sure.
This is outdoor, right? So
This is
the
outdoor.
deck,
This is the
right?
deck
We'll
lift,
get
yep.
into this, and then you
Sure.
have a number of different vehicles, because it's not brand new. It's new and used stuff. too,
New and
right?
used. The vehicles I have are used. Actually, this deck lift is also used.
Is it? Okay.
So I get a lot of used and new equipment because a lot of people can't afford new all the time.
Awesome. Okay.
So-
We'll do that when we come back to Northend Mobility in Welland on Morning Live. Welcome back to Welland. We're here at Northend Mobility, kind of helping you out at home to stay in your home and make it more accessible. Back here with Kevin. So I'm at the top. How do I get out?
How do you get out? On either side, you want to push the lever down,
Right.
and you can turn the seat towards the exit.
Oh, out like that.
Yep, and then you let it lock there. You safely get out away from the stairs. So you're not actually facing the stairs. Okay?
Okay.
So when you sit down, you sit into the chair, you'll push down,
Down.
you'll turn the seat, let it lock,
Right.
make sure it locks. There you go. And then
Back down.
back down you go.
How do you know when to get a chairlift in the house?
That question will come up a lot of times, and that's where the difficulty lies. The best thing to do is when your mobility becomes lessened and you're having trouble on the stairs, that's when you should start thinking about it. Once you have a fall, if you happen to fall down the stairs, it might be too late.
That's
That's-
you notice that probably a lot, right? It's always that after that first initial fall.
We run in, that's right. And if they get away with not being overly injured at first, then we're in good shape. But if things could be worse, right? So you want to do it beforehand.
Okay, when it comes to the actual stairs, like how much space do you need in the stairs, Kevin?
The Bruno unit here is a horizontal rail and stuff. It doesn't take up a lot of space. So like 28 inches, I put them in with no problems.
Okay.
And bigger. All the newer houses are usually 34, 36. They're quite wide. But a lot of the older houses, and what's nice about these, everything folds up, out of the way. So if there's multiple people in the house, you can still walk past and go up the stairs. Lots of room.
Right.
Okay? They come with remote controls, so if there's multiple users in the house, you know what? You can bring it up.
Somebody else can be using it.
So one person rides it up, the other person brings it down, whatever. So it's used for multiple users. You get 2 remote controls, one top, one bottom.
Is there different brands? Like some more expensive than others? New,
There are
used? Like,
there are a lot of manufacturers out there. They all work off of battery. Nothing's 100% hydro anymore. You get a small charger, so it charges the batteries when you use it. So if you lose the hydro, you know, hydro's out, you got nothing, well, the chair still operates because it runs off of batteries. So even if the hydro's out, you can still get up and down your stairs, which is a huge advantage.
yeah.
Yep.
And it just allows you to stay in the home
Correct.
longer,
Longer.
right? And having to look somewhere else.
Yep.
Okay, so that's one of the things you guys do,
Yes.
right? Chair lifts. Let's
Yes.
take it outside. Because if you have one of these in the home and you have steps outside, you're probably going to need to get into the home somehow.
Get into the home somehow. Yep.
Okay, so we'll do that when we come back to Northend Mobility in Welland. I'm Morning Live. All right, welcome back to Northend Mobility. And when we were first here, we showed off the chairlift indoors. But if you have a chairlift indoors and you have steps to get into your home, you're probably going to need the deck lift, and that's what we're showing off right now. Back with Kevin. So this is a bit bigger, a bit more elaborate.
Yes, a bit bigger, a bit more elaborate. They have a 750-pound weight capacity. So if you're in a power chair, a walker, a manual wheelchair, whatever the case may be, this will do what you need to do.
Do they have things like the chairlift inside that you can do outside?
They do. You can use a chairlift outside. They're waterproof, a little bit different looking. They have covers and everything, which work great.
Right.
There's no issues with those. But in this case scenario, if your health worsens, at least this you don't need to change.
Right.
This can go right from walking on. You have a handrail there. You can stand on it. You know, use your walker on here, a manual chair, a power chair. This is kind of
Because it's not all about wheelchairs, it's about
No,
accessibility, right? It's just
absolutely.
easier for me to
You can't do
this,
stairs,
right?
so if you had a walker with you or something, you can still come onto here.
Right.
You can hold the handrail and you push the button to go up.
And so where is actually the deck? So we're kind of pretending that the deck is
Yes,
here?
so your deck would be where the door is here.
Oh.
Okay, you'll notice there's nothing here. You'd have a gate at the top. So you come on that one. This comes up automatically as you come up. That's your safety. That way you can't, roll off if you're on a chair.
Right.
And you get to your deck, you open up the gate, and you're on and off. You're eliminating the stairs.
Yeah. What about sitting out in the elements? With
These are
fine
made-
Canadian winters.
These are actually made for outside. If you look at them, they're very heavy steel, powder coated. Will you get some rust on them? They get scratched in that, absolutely.
Right.
But you keep it clean, you keep it touched up. I have 20-year-old deck lifts out there, and they still work great.
You only selling new ones? You sell used too?
I sell used. Actually, this one here is actually a used one.
This is used too.
This is a 2018. Yeah, we sell new, used.
Okay. And we're in the garage here too, because Northend, you guys are modifying some vehicles. So let's take a break, because and then we'll come back, because you have a fleet out there of the different types of vehicles.
Different
that
types of
people
vehicles that we can get into.
that
Sure.
people might be looking for when we come back to Welland, Northend Mobility. I'm Morning Live. Welcome back to Welland here at Northend Mobility. So we've tackled the chairlift and the deck lift. Now into mobility vans. So a few different options, Kevin. This one here is
This one's a manual door. It has a power ramp, just to make it easier for the elderly, whatever, they don't want to use a manual ramp.
Okay.
What's nice about this
Good
design,
morning, Carrie Ann.
this is lowered right from the dash to the back. So the wheelchair can actually go right into the right front position.
It goes right in here.
So, yep, husband-wife scenario, something like that, so they can still be beside each other. Something like this works fantastic.
But you would need Carrie Ann here because you couldn't drive this yourself.
Correct.
Okay, if you
In this
did
case
have-
scenario, no.
Okay.
Now, the front seat is removable.
Right.
You can get them with power doors and power ramps, and they can drive right from their wheelchair.
Okay, well let's show that one, because this is right.
Okay.
We can do that right next door here, right?
Sure. And that one right beside here.
So this one, okay.
So this one here, door is going to open automatically. You're going to see the vehicle kneel, and the ramp's going to come straight out.
all through the press of the button.
All through the press of a button. So this one is 100%. These seats are also removable. So you could come right in and go right into the front driver's seat.
So
The seat is in there right now.
This seat would be gone.
It'll be gone. It's removable, yes.
And then controls?
You can add hand controls
Right.
right to the vehicle, and they could drive right from their wheelchair if need be, yes.
Okay. So that's 2. What's next?
Next one. You have a rear entry. Okay? Again, very easy to use. Manual ramp, manual door. And again, chair can go right inside.
What do you do for seatbelts?
On these here, what's nice about these, this can go right to the front of the chair, right at the ramp, that we don't need to lean over the seat so the front of the wheelchair up.
Pull them right up?
It doesn't pull them up,
No.
but it does, they do retract on their own. And then these ones slide right into the back here, nice and easy. And they hook to the back of the chair.
Hook to the back of the chair.
Yep. And then you have a lap and shoulder harness, which goes around the passenger. So even the person in the wheelchair is 100% tied in safe like everybody else in the vehicle.
Okay, we got one more. What's this last one here?
This one here is also a side entry, similar to those ones, but where this one is different is, if you look, it's only lowered in the center section. So these are factory seats. The floor has not been lowered here.
Right.
This is only center section. Again, great for children, that kind of stuff. That way mom and dad's in the front and the child's in the middle.
And then you're locking them in here.
Everything's locked in with tie downs, just like
Are these
everybody
all new?
these ones. Actually, everyone here is used. I do get into new ones also, but these ones are used. I deal in both. A lot of people can't afford new ones.
Right.
Okay, so
Because what's a new one compared to a used one? What's the range?
a new one's probably $50,000 and up
Yeah,
with
right.
the vehicle and conversion.
Yeah.
So if they can get a used one for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, that's a huge price savings.
Best way to get a hold of you is?
Northend Mobility, by phone, email.
Right. Awesome. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Been here for 30 years, right?
It's going my 26th year I've been here personally.
26, right?
26
But,
I've been here, yes.
Awesome, in Welland, serving the Niagara and surrounding region.